from, and looks like the last stream crashed, so we're just going to hang tight here for a second while I get reset up. I do apologize. I've been having bad connections all day, so that's probably part of it.
No, just leave me alone. Get away! Go away, Phantom.
Okay.
Away, Phantom.
So we're gonna get all set back up here.
No, just leave me alone. Go away, Phantom. Get away!
Okay. Just making sure we got back into the stream, so just making sure everybody was able to get back in here. So at least I know I'm online again.
Not real. You're not real. Go away, Phantom. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Just a second here, I'm just gonna send out invite real quick to a few people that were in here just a second ago. Okay, making sure. There we go.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? Well, which one? The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. At least we've got work.
Okay. So where is that thing?
Somebody's been running around talking about the Hope. Wonder if that's a new drug of some kind. Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting.
Hey, what's going on, Mrs. K? Thank you for coming to the live stream. How are you?
Haven't decided? I hired you. The nature
Welcome,
of your
Marvin, 6 in the
employment
stream.
requires you to deliver in my hand some genuine anthracillin. Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got. You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Well, thanks for the share, Mrs. K. Appreciate it. Okay, so we got only a few quests left here before we have to make the big decision. Let's see here. Search Zoe's house for clues. That's in... Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so okay.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of the Mass Marketeer? Why didn't you say so? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to. Look, I already bought what you were selling me. Just give me some time to gather up my personals.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
So alright, so we got one for this landing pad. Automated mechanical scout. It's like the easiest quest I've ever done. Literally kill one thing. Hey. What are you doing, Ludwig?
You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer. A weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory. Behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter. On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop. Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security Officer for Transportation. Officially, unofficially, strictly between you and me, I am the only thing standing between Edgewater and total annihilation. Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller.
Here we got it. Let's go.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Bring us honor, soldier.
Off that face.
Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand bolts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of 0G to your memory.
Oh, you got that?
Bring us honor, soldier. bang-up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it, then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Oh wow, I got so many weapons. Okay, we gotta go to the geothermal plant.
That'll be easy enough. Two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Veil? Mind the steam. Your lie was we can handle this. Initiated. Everyone all right? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Veil?
System is performing. Response reading. Now we do.
Last. I'm not sure what the right is. All I know is the decision's final.
We do need to fix my armor. The hell? Did I just go in a circle? Oh my god. There we go.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't
for
think
once.
you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
No, but... yeah, what's going on, John Connor? Yeah, this is a rough tide weather. They're not brainwashed. Let's see here.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Yeah, that thing grabbed the killer when you said it. It does not like certain things on the let's see. Let's see the point.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really?
Yeah, I like hearing from you. You don't
wow.
talk enough, lady.
Thanks.
She just
no
here
one's
whines
told me those words in that order.
that nobody's listening to her, but doesn't talk. Boom. Worst. It's not the worst unless it's worst. It's just like Spacer's choice. It's not the best choice, but it's Spacer's choice. We done pissed off the mayor here. Actually, I need to spend my points real quick. I'll put that up there. Let's go run over to the Botanical Lab.
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence. Blunt as a hammer. But you're right. Nothing can undo the past. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go. The town was enslaved to its cannery. You set them free.
The ones who survive the shock of their own liberation will thank you someday. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life. You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board.
Yeah, exactly,
You're welcome
right?
among us if you're ever so inclined.
Like, it's not half bad considering it's not Bethesda. But we're gonna go to the town here, because I'm sure they're gonna be so happy with me, because I just shut off the power to the town. Hopefully they don't shoot me on sight. Let me see if I can talk to the mayor guy. We might be going on a rampage, though. They might be very upset.
Adelaide was right to leave.
Oh, it's you. Reed told me I should be expecting you. He's inside.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
I don't know, you an
You're
explanation.
right. I put the fate of our town in the hands of some feckless transient. This is my fault. And all Edgewater's paying for my mistake. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
Yeah, I'm sure you would like this game. It's actually on sale, but you don't have internet, so it's $29 right now, but I think you can get physical maybe for around $30.
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence. Apologies won't give us our lives back, but for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
nothing more to say.
You out of your mind? You just killed him.
Boom. Killed who?
Mr. Thompson. Reed Thompson, you know, my boss. I can't. I need to leave. I need to get away from here. I need to get away from you.
Nah, come on.
You killed Mr. Thompson for talking down his nose at me? You got a real twisted sense of chivalry, you know that? Let's just move on. I couldn't forgive myself if I let you loose upon the Vale unsupervised.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise.
This guy.
I put my whole life in that cannery. You must be very proud.
They did not give one shit that I just shot. Like they're... Nah, this thing shoots bullets. This particular thing does. I have a gun that... Let's see. Shotgun. A little plasma cutter here. Yeah, you can search some barrels and containers, not all of them though. Like not every single thing is searchable. It's not quite to the scale of, you know, a Bethesda game, but I mean for the most part. I mean there's a lot of things you can pick up, like loose free food and stuff, and weapons and stuff that you see on the ground you can pick up. Okay, so... Oh wait, that's right. I was supposed to go... I know why I was supposed to go there. Oh yeah, because their budget's humongous, you know. Obsidian only had a very small budget for this, I'm sure. But I mean for what they had, I'm sure this is way more than what I expected. This is kind of like a what I expect Bethesda to do, but I expect Bethesda to do like 3 times better, if not more. Which is a pretty high standard to hold them to, if you ask me.
Are we getting paid or not?
What was that? Here they come!
Anything else beyond that? So more or less I took away their power source so that they're forced to go back out into the wilds with the deserters, which actually are building healthy crops and such. So that's where we're at with this. Now we're going to go back to my spaceship and hopefully get off this rock. Oh. Why, can you hear me? Oh, you lost it for a minute. Okay. Yeah, it was saying that my connection was getting low for some reason. Like, it's been diving all day. Ow, we just broke our dang kneecaps. That wasn't smart. Let's try that again. I just died to the floor boss here. Finest cigarettes in Halcon. Wentworth cigarettes. The high societies. That's funny. I was impatient. I shouldn't have been jumping around like an idiot. I just wanted to get back to my ship. Because this whole opening segment, I can't speak, was literally like 3 hours long. It was a good little opening part where you're crash landed and you're trying to get off the planet. Not really crash landed. This guy got you out of thermal stasis or like cryogenic freezing or something, and then brought you here. And then we can't find the scientist guy that we're looking for. The guy that has the ship. No, it's called the Unreliable. That's the name of my ship. No joke. We're heading to the Unreliable now. The most unreliable ship in the galaxy, apparently. And we're from this thing called the colony called Hope, and I don't know much about it. Oh, almost broke my legs again.
Can't do that.
Here's our ship, the Unreliable. There it is.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a
Well,
name
those
yet?
shades
What's
are
her
all
drive?
messed up.
Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing.
Yeah.
And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? I mean,
Hey, what's going on,
thanks.
Glass Shadows?
You won't regret this,
How are
mister.
you?
Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day, buddy.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to
Oh
flying on a
god,
ship
I
named
forgot
the
this guy
Unreliable.
wants to ride
I'll
with
just
us
head
apparently.
upstairs and claim a room.
I didn't want you to come with me, but he's like, you must take me with you. And I'm like, okay.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Yeah, I get the same vibe, man. I don't like this guy too much. And I don't even know why he's on my ship. I guess I agreed to it and I didn't mean to.
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
PSI 5 trading company for the Commodore 64. I guess, kinda. I heard of that game, I don't think I played it though.
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige.
Oh, okay.
But that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now? Why would you turn on someone who saved you? Ah, a cold realist. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. You caught me. Listen, the OSI frowns on fraternization with philosophists. I'd like to keep my associations with our scholar friend quiet. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. Thank you, Captain. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
Yeah, I thought I heard that weird too.
Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker? If I can access the data cartridge from the terminal in security, I can easily hack into their arrivals and departures registry. That'll give us dates, times, and the crew manifests for every registered ship. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Okay, this guy is certifiably crazy.
Easy.
I thought he was supposed to be able to join me in my group. But I guess... Did he give us... Don't tell me he gave us a quest here. No. We gotta go somewhere.
Captain, I have detected...
Nope.
Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of an... Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I don't know. I have a habit of pulling the gun out.
What can I do? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Yeah, here we go.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there.
You got a quiz on
Experiencing
art.
any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
A little hearty handshake. Moral choice. I don't think it's the same in this game as most other games. I think some of the choices affect the outplay of the game, but not so much like you can't just make a bad character per se. The story is just based on your choices, so that is something a little different about it. And I wonder if that's just because they didn't have the time to do it. Because they did put quite the risk reward aspect into this game. Like, you can get, if you get beat up by a monster a bunch of times, it'll ask you, do you want to take a skill that'll make these monsters better or easier to kill, but you'll lose some intelligence for taking it. Like, it can give you weird skills like that. It's kind of strange in that regard.
Arrived at the groundbreaker. Welcome. How can I be of assistance?
I mean, you can steal people's stuff and kill people if you want, but there's really no major consequence beyond paying a fine and going to jail and things, I'm sure.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
Oh, goody.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song. Why was the chemist sad? Because all her beakers are gone.
Don't know. I'm only about 2 hours in.
As you wish, Captain.
Or 3 hours
I
now.
must comply with all direct orders. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope? When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain. I assure you, not for a lack of trying. Captain Hawthorne did not like to listen to my suggestions. In that way, he was a lot like you. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Can we talk?
Remember that you are not insured.
I'm gonna wear that guy's hat that I blew off his head. Let's see. Dialogue skills. Wow, that's a whole lot of dialogue skills though. That'd be a good one to wear just for when you're not really needing to wear anything particular. Let's see, 16. Still the best armor I have. Yeah, let's give him some armor. Yeah, let's put that over your face. There he goes. Now he looks like a Power Ranger. Okay, and it's messed up. Give him her clothes. But we gotta be dressed for battle just in case. Rested.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else? Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
Okay, kid. Okay. Let's see here.
Not on the regular. Once in a great long while, a Saltuna boat would break down on the pad. He'd always bring me along for those. Mostly, he did the same as me. Kept Bess, I mean, the cannery, running. Turned loaders, plumbing and electricity, some plastering. I never got the hang of that.
Mac knows much, tells little.
Oh, sure. Like what? What? You want me to leave? Captain, you can't mean it. Oh, that's a relief.
What's going on, Lord
Thanks,
Sakai?
Captain, for letting me stick around.
How you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Yeah, the other stream just kind of broke shortly after you were there. The internet just went out. Wow, you can take like a bunch of people with you, it looks like, or have a whole bunch of people as a crew. That's pretty cool.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Yeah, it is one that flew a little under the radar last year in November because there was a bunch of games coming out. Basically you're a person that landed from a space crash. You were brought out of cryogenics by a professor guy that you're searching for now, I think. And it's kind of like if you were to, compare it to another game style, you would be looking at something like a Fallout game made in space, instead of, a post-apocalyptic world. But it's RPG related, so you can pretty much talk to people.
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board
And
representative.
there's decision making involved, so like the game changes based on how you play it, and what your actions are.
Can't miss it.
But it's a sci-fi fantasy game, basically.
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've
It
turned
does
down
kind
3
of play
promotions,
like
so it stays
Borderlands
that
in a way, because Borderlands you
be
rank up
mentioning
and
it,
everything,
But what the hell?
or level up.
This here, impounding your ship,
Doesn't
you
happen
get
much.
perks and stuff
Board
the
knows
same
we don't
kind of
take
way.
kindly to their interfering in our
So
operation.
similar,
If I had to take a guess
but
as
it's
to why,
less loot
you must have riled up
fest,
someone important.
I guess.
You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Be seeing you.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures register to find out which crew Jake, I mean, the Scholar, shipped in and out with.
On Monarch, it's a wait.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? That's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
Yeah, kinda.
I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here. How about I stay up? You know, keep watch. Okay?
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. The radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to fixing it. Couldn't say, and I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here, and it's only gonna get worse. They're supposed to gather up all the heat the systems generate and vent it into space. Instead of the heat going where it ought, though, it seems to be blowing straight down the promenade.
Weeks? I've lost track. Too law-damn long. That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Jun Lei in engineering. Nothing you need and everything you want.
Hey, what's going on, William? Nice to see you again, buddy. How are you today?
I know she's in there.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Thanks for coming out to the live stream, William.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
Oh, that was a terrible joke.
Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades. Didn't quite catch that. You'll have to speak up. Glass ear? Sorry, there's a lot of static on my end. Nothing to fear. Sorry again. The sound of Groundbreaker's engines has really got to me over the years. Huh? What? Huh. Now that I heard. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
Get in here so I can rob the place. Oh, it's all locked? Really? Come on.
I could spend hours. So, Bacon.
No, shut up. Hey, what's going on, Swift Fighter? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you are new. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? Yes, dearie? Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from, and ferret out some tasty corporate secrets for old Gladys. Shouldn't be too tough for a fellow like you, I'd think. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Okay. I don't know why the green arrow didn't go to my ship instead of her that time.
I know she's in there and through.
Go back to Byzantium, you bastards.
Ah, the board. Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
I want to do that one so bad.
I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells, he tells me he will soon. I impound his ship, He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in wells. Around and around we go.
Hey, what's going on, Bentley? This is Outer Worlds, or The Outer Worlds. It's by Obsidian Games. I'm playing it on the PS4. It's an adventure game, kind of like Fallout or Elder Scrolls. If you were to kind of like mash those games together, that's what you would get here, kind of. But more space themed, so more like Mass Effect, I guess, a little bit.
What? Indeed. And you know where he is? Excelsior! Oh, and there we are. I've removed the lock on your ship in a show of my gratitude. An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, only... Oh, no. Oh, no. Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything. The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. That's really neither here nor there, don't you think? I've been working on something on the side, all right? Something not entirely, on the level. It's a little silly, I'll admit. Silly and completely illegal. I'd be forced into early retirement if the board found out. I produce bootleg serials. I can't help myself. Jurisprudence After Hours, or All My Colonists, The New Immortals, romance, tragedy, debt collection. And they're all mine.
That was you? Oh my stars. All My Colonists is just... Well, it gave me a story hangover for days, Mr. Udom.
You're a fan? I've never met one in the flesh. I suddenly feel quite naked.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Udom. I don't judge.
The heart wants what it wants, as they say, and mine yearns for the adoration of the masses. Held at a comfortable distance, of course. Flatterer. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fancier on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it.
Stray too much from the straight and narrow, and one may just find himself assigned pastoral duty in a maximum security penitentiary.
It's only temporary, of course. I know important if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. That's the long and short of it, yes. You probably don't even know where Wells is. None of my contacts ever pan out. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Okay, there goes. Weird. Don't like him too much.
Activate this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
Stay in the public areas, and we'll get along fine. I picked up some weird chatter on my way in. Seemed to come from...
If you got a complaint, file it at security.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor. Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders, but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
They're terrified to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen? Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
You still betting on the tossball series?
CNP pancake mix. Now requires no...
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
Well, sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Heard of it? My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
Not the word I'd use. I think of it more like a... No, I take it back. Dump sums it up nicely.
Well, I liked it fine enough.
I'm sure they're doing their best. That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division. Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as Spacer's Choice is affordable. I can see all of the top-quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price. Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Spread wash, mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development. You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here? I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony. Have a look.
Great law, is it hot in here? Or is it just my glands acting up again? Depends. What are you planning to do with it? You got a good heart, wanting to do this for him. Frankly, I'm tired of Udom's whining. Don't kill me, please. And I'll pay, I swear. The man's been messaging me 4 or 5 times a day. How's a woman supposed to read her new missives when her incoming folder's all cluttered? Suit yourself. Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? You could always try your hand at landing in Cascadia if you're interested in dying horribly. Landing pad on Monarch. You don't need a nav key to access it, so it's got that going for it. But it's also kilometers away from Stellar Bay, and the Monarch wilds ain't exactly safe. Pick your poison. Marauders, wild beasts, acid lakes, bottomless sinkholes. If you're looking to die, Cascadia's happy to oblige. Might be best too, yes. Suit yourself. I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
Your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Hey, you got a second? Hey, we don't know each other yet, but I'm Felix Millstone. I was in the middle of a little discussion with the local authorities when you passed me by. I noticed your ship in port. Got to thinking you might be looking for some crew, so I wandered by, just to take a closer look. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Oh, okay. Well, can you give me a couple of pointers?
Oh my god.
Hey, that's good advice. I like the way you think, boss. Besides, not like there's a line of folks standing around hoping to get on your ship. I'm persistent, I'm eager, and I'm showing initiative. What else do you want on your crew?
I don't know. I wanna see if he'll do it.
Good one, boss. Imagine me fawning all over you like some oily corporate parasite hoping for a raise. You got a real subtle sense of humor. I like that. And if you're willing to take me on board, I got a feeling we'll get along just fine.
What do you think? Should I get him? I don't know if I should get him. How about an interview? Maybe we can do that.
Sure, an interview. That sounds fair. I mean, first time for everything, right? Ask me anything you like. It's delicious. Mock apple pie and a tripicale crust. Maybe with a little cream on top. Classic. Are you kidding? I love a good fight. One time, I took an autoloader's head clean off its servos with one swing of a tossball stick. You can count on me in a scrap, boss. That's a promise. Foreman told me my biggest problem was that I didn't take orders. I told him my problem is not with authority, it's with jackasses. So yeah, I guess my biggest flaw is that I don't suffer idiots. Hope that's not a deal breaker. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
I don't really want to pay for this dude, though. Like, do I have to pay him? Or does he just want to join my crew? Because I could use a body. Well, I can always fire him. So, let's fire him.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this. I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board.
You got a crew now, Felix.
Good. You're back. Not that I missed you. I assure you, I am not capable of such emotional capacity. Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab.
Oh, so we can only take 2 with us at a time.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! That's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout. The one I gave you before your pod landed? Ruined beyond repair. Impossible to find replacement parts. That's Halcyon Manufacturing for you. Don't worry about it. I'm reasonably certain you're not going to spontaneously expire. No need to monitor your recovery. Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals. Of course. What's on your mind? Never know what being frozen did to your brain. There's always a chance you might turn violent. I've no desire to end up like Thompson. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper. Absolutely. Let's talk. No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Ah, the wanted criminal himself. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy. Oh, very well. I can be a little cantankerous when I haven't had my caffeinoids. You have my apologies, and so forth. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you. Yes, indeed, well done. Also, you still haven't spontaneously liquefied, which pleases me immensely. Progress. What's on your mind? My communications terminal.
Why was I built to feel ennui? Destination reached. Scylla.
Let's check it
Stay safe
out.
out there.
Isn't it? Empty, silent.
What a crazy area.
I thought I'd see the light. I'd look up at night, but...
Can't walk 5 meters without stubbing your toe in a loose rock here.
So it looks like we got from the map, let me just see. Yep, so it looks like we got like 3 areas on this place and a bunch of open land around it. It's not too bad. So it's like they cut chunks of the map up and made it as whole, you know, places. That's pretty cool.
That'll leave it on forever. And the pylons. Else the air just drifts off.
What was that?
Incoming!
What was that?
Have your back, Captain.
Oh good, Vickers okay. I thought he was dead. I should just walk over there though. I was gonna just wrap up the stream, but I'll have to go. I wanna at least get that waypoint over here. So we're getting close to the 3-hour mark.
Somebody lives all the way out here. Let's go! Nice one!
Auto mechanicals give you the willies, and when they're attacking your parties, and you're not as effective as it should be. Okay, yeah, totally gonna reject that. That's not worth doing at all.
Salutations. This unit's primary function is excavator. Owner, Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Other functions include dialogue, limited current active commands, excavation. That is all. This unit is removing rock matter in search of minerals, metals, and other forms of matter designated valuable. Brevity identified. Affirmative. This unit could discuss excavation at greater length, but does not wish to strain its daily charge. Thank you for your consumer loyalty, Junior Excavator. This unit will store this exchange in its memory banks, always. Greetings, Junior Excavator.
So we're going to head on to the ship, and I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We're closing in on the 3-hour marker. I do typically not run them that long, but it did take a while to get rolling today because the streams were not holding internet connection. But I will catch you guys on the next ones. Please comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Thank you. Later.